Yellow Lockers, welcome back to another video with me, Larissa. So today, very exciting, we're gonna wrap up my December budget and head into next year's budget. Woo! To wrap up, I just wanted to go through again like my monthly budget sheet, blah blah blah, for December and all that good stuff. My grocery, I ended up spending $409. I shouldn't say grocery because that's just very confusing. My consumable budget ended up being $491 out of the $560 for the month. My other, like my fun budget was, I spent $154 out of $224. Living expenses ended up being $47 out of, and I accounted for $75. I ended up putting $60 towards my loans, which I'm gonna get into more on that, but usually I was trying to save $40, and so I exceeded that by $20. And then my emergency fund was also $60, and my savings account, my goal was $200, and I ended up putting $353 into it. And my slush fund ended up being about $198 towards that. So that was very, very exciting. And then on to the even more exciting news. I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped. My loans ended up being finally approved, my private loans, to refinance, and I am so jazzed about it. So starting January, because all the paperwork is starting to take place and they're going to turn the loan over to First Mark, and all that paperwork needs to go through, so I can't make any payments on them currently. So that $60 that I made is going to be applied to when I make my next payment on them in January, if that makes sense. So very exciting. Yes, I ended up refinancing 4 of my private student loans, which ended up being about just under $50,000, which is ridiculous. I did the 20-year payoff plan, but I definitely I am going to pay them off fairly quickly when I start making, you know, real money. Like, you hear a lot about consolidating and refinancing. Refinancing is when I took, for instance, my example, 4 loans and I put them all into one big loan that I will only have to pay that one for those private loans. The benefits are that my interest rate decreased significantly. I mentioned in my last budget video that my average interest rate was around 9.7% for those 4 loans, my highest one being Wells Fargo at 11.24% or something like that. So ridiculous. Anyway, but all of them were like between 7 and 11% range, and I would have had to pay all 4 of those loans off individually, but I refinanced them, smushed them together, and I ended up getting a 5.24% interest rate for that 20-year period. But the good news is I went with Common Bond, and I can put it on academic hold since I am still in grad school. I have a 20-year pay off plan, but they allow you to pay as much money as you would like to. I mean, they have a minimum payment, but there's no penalty for paying multiple times a month. There's no penalty for paying it off early. So if you are thinking about refinancing or consolidating your loans, make sure that you look into that if you plan on paying it off quickly. Because like I said, I did the 20-year one just because I don't know what my salary is going to be, but I do plan to pay it off as soon as possible in that time. So if you are looking to consolidate or refinance your loans, make sure there's no penalties for you to pay it off early, because that would just be ridiculous. They just want to suck your money. But again, I went with Common Bond. They are refinancing that loan, and like the person they're refinancing it through is First Mark, which is originally where one of my loans was in the first place. So I'm still gonna be with First Mark. It's not the end of the world. I don't mind them, I guess. I know I have gotten some questions about like the difference between consolidating and refinancing, because they're both like lumping your loans into one thing, but consolidating, I feel like, let me look it up. Okay, so consolidation, what I've found seems to be the theme is it's offered by the government. So your government loans, such as your subsidized, unsubsidized, grad plus loans, those would be able to combine into a consolidation, whereas like you're not able to consolidate private student loans into that lump sum, you feel? So it says here, when you consolidate with the government, your existing federal loans are combined into one new loan with a new rate, which is weighted average of your old loans rates. Student loan refinancing is when a new loan is used to pay off one or more existing student loans. If your financial situation has improved since you signed, you may be able to refinance your student loans at a lower interest rate. Loan refinancing is only allowed through private lenders, whereas consolidation is through government lenders. And that's the main difference, pretty much. I refinance my loans, and that's the point of this. I will be consolidating my government loans soonish. I don't know. I don't feel like there's like that much of a point to do that, since I just keep accruing that. If you know better and if you think I should, like, let me know in the comments below. Anyway, so yes, I refinanced through Common Bond. I will put a referral link down below in case like you want to use that, and that would be cool, and we could help each other out, because that would be awesome. But yes, I went with Common Bond just because I can do academic deferment. I can pay it off early, and they gave me that 20-year thing, and my interest rate was super low. It just seemed like they weren't trying to suck as much money out of me as possible. Let's take a look at my yearly progress. So I'm gonna flip you over to my screen, and as you can see here, I have charts, how fun, and my little table of the year. So for the year, my consumables budget, I ended up spending about $6,500. Like, that's a lot of money, but remember, consumables is like going out to eat, my groceries, my gas money, any like items that I reuse constantly, such as like cleaning supplies and all that jazz. So I knew that one was always going to be like the biggest one that I would accrue, because it is like my biggest budget weekly. I mean, I eat a lot of specialty items, just, you know, one, because I need to, and two, because I like to. Yeah. Okay. My other budget, so that's like more of my weekly fun budget, I end up spending $1,667. So that's pretty neat. Living expenses, I spent a total of $662, or we can say 63 since rounding up and whatnot. Student loans, I ended up putting $618 towards my student loans this year. I saved in my savings account. I ended up saving $2,754, whereas in my emergency fund, I ended up saving $618. And my slush fund, I ended up saving $4,124.58, which is awesome. And as you can see, like, I was pretty steady. I mean, besides the savings, because that's when I was working towards my emergency fund. But for the most part, like, there's not that much of a difference. The big change here in my slush fund is in January, at the beginning of 2019, I went through all of my clothes and sold majority of them on Poshmark, and I ended up making quite a significant amount of money off of that, and ended up making $1,000 off of that, which was along with like my $20 per paycheck. So that was really cool. I mean, as you can see, it dropped down, but yeah, January was definitely like the big month of selling items. And then it kind of just did a little hoopla and voila. I should mention that the student loans, emergency savings, and slush fund, this budget and these whatnot came from my paychecks, as well as, like I said, Poshmark. So that was just like another little form of income. All right, so I should also mention that the student loans, right, and the savings and the emergency fund and the slush fund, all of those like monthly goals that I have, they are specifically from my paychecks, being paid minimum wage every month, my 2 paychecks per month. That is money that I have set aside from my paychecks or like my weekly budgets, like my slush fund, and that's the money that I've made from my on-campus job. Whereas like my consumables, other and living expenses is built in to my budget using my student loans to live off of. So yes, I am very much still aware that I should not, like, that student loans are evil, blah, 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 don't accrue more because you already have so many. Yes, I understand that, but again, if you watch my first video, I explained that I'm not going to put myself into like a mental health crisis of trying to work a full-time job while also taking credits at graduate school between 20 and 30 hours a credit a trimester. So yes, I do take out those loans and I live off of that. So yes, that has been my budget and all the stuff from my year. I'm very, very proud and excited about all the stuff that I was able to accomplish with that. So that was very, very exciting for me to do. And I really hope that that like helps you understand the impact that you can have in a year, especially for you folks who have real jobs and make a real paycheck. I can't wait to be on your level. Anyway, so that brings me into next year. I went ahead and printed my sheets. Oh, I also have to like update my planner title because I have 2019 still written on it. Psh. Nope, we're not there anymore. I updated my sheet here, so it will say consumables this time and other, and I remembered to put the separating lines in, so then I don't have to dot my own. That makes sense? Yeah. I also put 5 weeks on there as well, just because there's so many months where there's not so many, but like there's a few months where it's 5 weeks and it was kind of just annoying at that point to be doing that. And then as well as updating my weekly tracking sheet, I also updated my monthly budget sheets. This probably would have been easier to do if I was like a real YouTuber and laying it on the ground, or whatever, making it very aesthetic. Okay, but you're gonna see just my nose. So yes, monthly budget is still there. I put more categories in. So still having the budget and the actual as part of the thing. I have consumables here, other living expenses, and I just put general student loans because I had on there Wells Fargo, but now that my loans are refinanced, there's gonna be that option. Savings, emergency, and slush fund. And then little notes. I barely ever use the notes, so I figured like 2 lines was fine. I usually use the notes aspect of it to just be like, oh, I had to take money out of my savings account because my chair broke. Dumb. Okay. And then I updated the back of the sheet because normally, or usually, I've just been like handwriting it. Bloop, bloop, bloop. And I was sick of doing that because I'm lazy. So slush fund, I did put 5 weeks just to match the weekly tracking sheet. All my living expenses and paychecks. And if I end up having that random 3rd paycheck during the month, I'll just like write it in or put a sticky note or something. But yes, so I put gifts, slush, loans, emergency, and savings. So still the same amount that, or same titles that I did. I've been doing all year. Just helps keep track of everything. Yeah, so those are my updated sheets, which I'll try and link them down below, so in like a PDF or something. So if you want them, go for it. If not, well, you don't know what you're missing. My plan for January, still gonna be the same budget, whatever it is, 560, 224, yada yada yada, like same amounts as previously. Not much change with that, so that's exciting. The only difference might be, and I'll discuss this more in my next budget video, will be I am getting my refund, like student loan refund, at the middle or end of January. So I'll take you through how I budget for that. Yeah, so that will be very exciting. And hopefully I'll be able to, with my student loan refund, I will most likely hit my savings goal and will be able to put all my extra money towards my student loans. And those are getting refinanced. Things are happening. Woo! I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I have chills. You'll see in the video, but hopefully I'll be able to aggressively hit my student loans as well as with my paycheck, and it'll be great. It'll be awesome. I'm so excited. Okay, and if you're as excited as me, remember to like this video, please. It helps me out so much. Also hit that subscribe button so you are subscribed to my channel, because that's pretty cool. And hit that notification bell so you are notified when I upload new videos such as this one talking about money, honey. So sorry, I'm just really jazzed about this student loan refinancing thing. Okay. With that being said, respect others, respect yourself, and do something amazing with your day. Bye guys!